Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. It's Birds and Fit podcast with your boy Q Sitting. Now, first things first, we got to get it out. We had a terrible loss tonight to the Phoenix Suns. Traveling out to Phoenix, we're on a huge long road trip. We'll be back in Atlanta Tuesday. I think that kicks off the homestand versus these very Phoenix Suns. But I think the biggest part of this game was just the inability for the offense to find a groove once again. Another Jalenless, Jalenless, Jalenless game. Um, yeah, no, him not being available, you start to see as being like a huge part of the offense not being able to flow consistently. And it's a big enough sample size that in terms of secondary playmaking, he's as important to the offense as Trey is at this point, right? Like they built standard pieces of the offense around him at this point. You still get those chaos lineups is what I'm gonna call them. I think he called it something different, but I'm gonna call it a chaos lineup where no Trey on the floor, and in this instance, it would have been no Jalen on the floor. You got Dyson V, who tough through an ankle injury tonight. I'm really interested to see if he's gonna play in the next game, which will be tomorrow. I think it's a back to back kind of anticipate him sitting, but tweaked the ankle early, fought through it just because, don't want to really say it. Roddy got in the game, and it's not like he's a bad player, but we're kind of getting up there on depth. You know what I'm saying? Consistently. Another wing goes down, we might be in some trouble. Speaking of wings, I know I'm all over the place, but uh, Dre, Dre had a terrible game tonight. He kind of knocked down some big ones late, big threes late, but like he got 3 fouls in the first quarter, and it just threw his whole rhythm for the game off. It just threw his whole identity for what he was going to give to this game completely off. Bogey had some good shots. You were able to get manageable defense from Garrison and Bogey those minutes that they shared the floor, which I can honestly say like it never felt like Phoenix just blew the game open, right? We had a little flurry at the end. Trey missed a three. Trey ended up missing a layup that just, kind of completely stopped any, quelled any comeback hopes. But it almost felt like we were always right there. Like the effort was there. Didn't really see a lot of lazy plays, lackadaisical plays. Um, excuse me. The effort was there. The consistency was there in terms of uh, building with the lineups, having the right lineups on the floor. It just shots just wasn't falling. And sometimes, that's the type of night it is. I think the mark of a really good team, because it's not like Phoenix had a crazy shooting night. The mark of a really good team is the ability to still win a game when you're having an off night shooting, right? When nothing is going right, when your stars are 3 from 16 for the field, uh, still being able to pull out a win. And the Hawks, just as a team, they not there yet. All right. I I love that the media is coming around to the whole Trey's a bad defender and go ahead and kill it. Right? Go ahead, get rid of that. Trey is not a lockdown perimeter defender. He's a buck 65. And 6'1" is a stretch in anybody's imagination. Just being honest, being real. But he positions well. He plays passing lanes. He's an active, willing defender, right? And he's not a hunt matchup as much. Now, I feel like once you get into playoff basketball, serious, high stakes basketball, Garrison kind of becomes unplayable, or those Garrison Bogey lineups become unplayable with Trey on the floor, just strictly because you're gonna hunt that matchup. You know what I'm saying? But as of now, he's not being overly hunted, right? The flow and swing of the offense. He's playing much better off ball. But I think the glaring hole in his game, which is crazy to say, because I don't think you could have said this about Trey any other year. The glaring hole in his game is Trey is struggling scoring the ball this year. He is legit struggling. scoring the ball this year. He, if you look at his splits, he's like at uh, 40%, all this and that. Sorry, y'all, I heard a baby crying. Um, he's at 40% from the field. He's at like 30% from three. It's becoming increasingly difficult for him to be able to get all of the things that he needs to get out of the offense complete. All right, cool. Hey man, yeah, when the kids call you gotta lose track of thoughts. But anyway. Yeah, no. He's a main offensive engine, right? Like he's awesome distributing the ball. He's gonna press the offense. He's gonna get especially like a rim running center like Capella or Big O involved. And obviously, absolutely can't take that away from him. But what makes him dangerous and what really unlocks his offense is his ability to score the ball at a high level, right? And I can't really say it's fatigue. I know having Jalen on the floor provides him another option, which I can honestly say big growth in his game. And as much as they were an awkward fit, we can give DeJounte a lot of credit for that, for Trey really embracing the role of working and like living off of the ball, right? Not being as super ball dominant as he has been in the past, which has led to really, really good efficient numbers while he's on the court. But man, him not having he's turning into 2018 Harden with his shot selection, which isn't crazy terrible, right? It isn't crazy terrible. And 2018 Harden's probably a bad example. I would say something like my nearest comparison is Dame, but Dame had a lot of mid range in his game. Like Trey is almost taking out his mid range shot within his game, right? It's floaters, lays, deep threes, right? Like I think his average, the last stat I looked at, his average three was like 29 to 32 feet or something like that. It was somewhere in that range, which means he's taking really, really deep threes. So it's either like as soon as I cross half court, between half court and the 3/4 line, I'm putting it up, or I'm getting all the way to the rim, right? Or flow action. Obviously, you don't expect him to be prime Mike, Kawhi, KD in the mid post. You know what I'm saying? Or even like in the mid range or in the post. Like you don't expect that, right? But like a little more diversity to his game. I know Chris Paul kind of made his name with that fadeaway one legged floater, that fadeaway one legged uh, shot in the paint. And if Trey can add something like that to his game consistently, I think he'll unlock a lot of it. I think that is what contributes to his low field goal percentage this year, right? Because like you're either shooting super super deep or you're trying to finish among giants all the time. Um, Once again, felt like we were in this game for a good bit of the game. Felt like we did a lot to we did a lot to put ourselves in position to win. I don't feel like obviously, I think Coach Bud's a good coach. Took us to the Eastern Conference Finals, multiple winning seasons, playoffs. Hell, we went into a dark spell once we got rid of him. Coach Bud's a good coach. I don't feel like Coach Quinn got out coached this game. Like it truly was just a matter of like we had good looks, we had good action. Stuff just was not falling. Every bounce that could go their way went their way. I remember like one sequence down the stretch when we're on that comeback. Might have been 105, 112 or one. Yeah, I think it was like 105, 112 or 103, 112. And Phoenix missed. Clint misses it like it hits his fingertips, and Trey is already backing up to make sure Book doesn't get an easy transition bucket, and so uh, Phoenix is able to just come at the 3 point line, get the ball, shot another three, missed it. Trey comes back up, um, and then basically Phoenix gets a rebound, starts a fast break, just like bam, immediately, right? And it's like, yo, where are we? Where are we going right now? You know what I'm saying? Anything that can anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and that's the type of game it was. I don't. This is expected on road trips. Drops us back down to 500. As a team, playing 500 ball ain't the worst thing in the world, right? We had the number one pick last year, and I know people like, oh, we had low lottery odds, and we ended up with the number one overall pick. And this, I get that. But at the end of the day, we had the number one pick last year. We're 500 ball, 38 games in. So 38 to 81, 19 to 19. It's not terrible. We'll get there. Keep the faith. Keep going with it. It's been your boy Q City. Always tune in to the After Game Lives. I'll be there. Subscribe to the YouTube page, BOAF Media. Taj is under the weather, so as soon as he gets back up, we'll be dropping more Falcons content, and we will have our first Hawks podcast of the year coming up. So it's been your boy Q City. I'm out. Peace.